This is an Ellis Mowers and Mower small engine repair. Stay connected on Instagram and Facebook at Ellis Mowers and More. Comments or questions? Leave them below or email me, ellis@ellismowers.com. Parts used in today's repair are found using the links in the description below. And as always, like and subscribe for more small engine content. On today's small engine repair, this is a relatively common mower. However, not here in the United States. This is a Columbia CLT 46 CVT lawn tractor from Canada, all the way down here in North Carolina. How did this happen and what's wrong with it? Well, I'll tell you here right now. Customer brought this in. Guy lived in Delaware before he moved down to this area, and got it from somebody who I guess moved from Canada to Delaware at some point and brought the mower down with them. So he bought off of them. Again, you're going to see it's just a regular MTD mower, essentially a Troy-built, like a Troy-built Super Bronco or something like that, because you can see it by the hood and whatnot. What's cool is it's got like writing in French and stuff like that on it, which is kind of unusual to see on a machine here in the United States. The issue that this has is actually very similar to a Yard Machines rider that I had a while back that I actually recently just made a video on. Has the Powermore engine. It'll run for, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then it'll start surging and then die out. Pretty confident that it is the screen on the carburetor, that little hidden screen inside the carburetor inlet, that is causing the issue. So, given that pre-knowledge of doing the other one, this one should be a quick job. It should be faster than the other one. I'm going to take you all around this Columbia riding mower because this is I'm probably not going to see this one very much again, unless I do maintenance for them. Probably won't see another one like it for a while though, unless this one comes back in for other maintenance. But let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you around. So, Columbia CLT 46 CVT, literally the exact same hood as a Troy built. The exact same hood. I don't have one out here in the immediate for y'all to see, but it's the Troy built hood. Looks like the Troy built XP hood with the little plastic extra piece on it. However, this thing's got a 547cc Powermore engine on it. Don't really see too many of these on the mid to high level riders. You probably would see a Kohler Courage if this was a Troy built, made in America, or not made in America, but sold here in America. But literally everything else about the mower is the same. It's a 46-inch cut. It's got the pedal drive, Drive transaxle on it. All the handles are in the same spot. The instructions look a little bit different. They're probably to Canadian spec on it. A bunch of numbers and stuff. But, you know, like little things like Columbia automatic. And it says cut/coupe. And then French writing down there on the bottom. It has it on the mower deck, and I'm sure it's got it right here as well. It actually does not have it on the engine right here, which is kind of odd. But I thought everything had to be in dual languages. But this has got a little bit of French on it as well, the acronym there. And let's see, is there any stickers underneath here? That's all, but it's kind of odd to see that French writing on it. Carburetor-wise, all I've got to do here is get access to where the fuel line goes into the carburetor. So what I'm going to do is take off a couple of 10mm bolts here. And I know the last time I did it, I took off the whole intake. The reason why I did that was because of the access to this left rear bolt back here is a little bit tight. But I may just take a 10mm wrench, a socket, and a ratchet and do it. Get all the tools that I need and we'll work on it. Alright guys, so with a ratchet and a socket I was able to get to that back nut. So I'm just taking it off with my hand now. I know somebody asked me why I took the whole intake pipe off. That way it was just easier for me to get this air filter off, but it's probably going to be just as equally easy to do this way. I just need access to the fuel line, so grab that bolt that just fell down right there, or grab that nut. Oh, there we go. Alright. Got to take the air filter off next. Air filter's actually in pretty good shape, so that's good. And then there's this 10mm up top. I won't worry about getting an impact. We'll just take this off. And let's see, is there another one? There's a screw right here that you got to get out as well. Like I said, all we're trying to do is get to that inlet pipe, or the fuel, where the fuel line goes in the carburetor. So we'll lift that up, see if we can slide this out. We can. Okay. There's some sort of, is there a line on it? Yeah, there was a breather line that goes right here. So whenever you put it back in, just make sure that breather line goes back in right there, and you should be okay. So I'll just put that down right there. So it looks like my original way of taking off the entire intake here is going to be the way to go. Because then what I can do, got one more bolt, is pull this whole thing out and solve all of my issues. I was trying to do it a different way, but I guess my best way was the first way I did it the last time. So I just got to get this fuel line off now. They make it difficult because of that piece of insulation there, but I do need to clamp it. So let me clamp it. Okay. Let me see what I can do here then. It's always good to try different things, but if something worked the first time and it ain't working for you, when you try something different, just go back to what was working. That's what I've learned, I guess. Alright, we're getting this fuel line off. We'll pull this clip off a little bit more here, and there. Alright, so what I can do here, I don't have to take this off to do this, but what I need to do is grab some pliers that maybe have a little bit of gusto to them. There we go. And so you just get that and just wiggle this thing off, because it's just stuck in there. I don't think it's a screw in, if I remember right. No, it just wiggles itself off, I think. Yeah, so that, just like that. And you can hear it's fine right there. But then when you get in here, there's a little screen that I gotta grab a little grab pick tool here. these tools should get it off. There you go. Look at that. That's the junk in that screen right there. Can't tell you, that's the second one I've seen in a month like that. So, and I don't understand, and if somebody knows, feel free to comment, but I don't understand why that screen is there. Because you have a fuel filter on it already. So it's like, why do you need an additional carb screen inside the inlet of the carburetor? Like that. So we'll just kind of, we don't have to necessarily screw this back on, but we'll get it, let's see, get it nice and tight. So it doesn't leak any more gas. I didn't have any issues with the other one whenever I put it back on with it leaking gas or anything, so I'm hoping that this is going to be the same way. Let's see if I can do one more round here. It seemed like twisting it was the best way to go. Let's see, it's going to go like that right there. Okay, so now we'll just put it all back together. Nothing really special. Again, this isn't that terribly difficult to do either, so it's just, you do have to take off the inlet, the carb, the pipe. So you plug back in your stuff here as well. Just kind of crazy. And we'll put it all back on. Okay. Alright, so now that's all back on. The linkages are still on here, which is good. I need to put this back on, so I didn't have to take this off, but I actually put the wrong bolts in here because they're barely long enough. So let me change these out real quick. I'll change these out real quick, guys, and we'll get right back to it here. Alright, got everything else back on. Just remember that breather tube in the back. Make sure that you put that back on. And then just slide your air intake back on. It's that 2 bolts on the sides right there where the carburetor is, the one on the top, and then the 4th screw up there to get it back on. You don't have to take this throttle mechanism off like I did. I just made an oopsie. But we'll put all this back on. Double check to make sure everything is good on it. There are no leaks from what I can tell. And so now all you got to do is adjust the throttle a little bit. I think I bent the spring some whenever I was working on it, so compensate that for a throttle adjustment, I believe. So let me take care of that real quick, because you want it to be about right there. Actually, I think I just need to bend that mechanism a little bit, since I bent it back some earlier. So let me do that. Work on that, get the right throttle again. Let's see. That throttle linkage a little bit. Guys, I'm not perfect by any means, but this thing is done, hopefully. So I'm going to just double check everything on this machine, just to make sure that it doesn't need anything else immediately. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. Just a little bit dirty, but just need to let it run for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. And hopefully we'll be all done with this thing. Let it go on down to the next one. Great again. Again, it's just that carb screen that's in that inlet of that carburetor, which is crazy. The thing idles really low, don't it? Yeah, that was it. The blades look good. Just kind of ran the driveway off with it some, just to double check and make sure. And should be all good to go for them again. Again, just like that other Troy, what was it? Oh, it was a Troy build. It's either a Troy build or a Yard Machines. I can't remember which one it was now. Ready to go though. So, yeah, cool Columbia mower though. Never really see one of these here in the States, especially this far south. So nice to work on something different that's still the same, if you know what I mean. Alright guys, that is everything on this Columbia 46-inch Powermore lawn tractor. Basically an MTD product, just in a different paint scheme that you don't see down here in the States. So, but still has the same problem that the American mowers with the Powermore engines have on them, which is the that screen inside the carburetor inlet gets clogged up and doesn't allow enough gas to get down in there. So fix that issue essentially by taking it out. Again, I don't understand the purpose of that being there, because you already have a fuel filter as a part of the fuel system, which should filter out all of the particles that really need to be filtered out. So but either way, it's almost, I think I mentioned in the other video, it's almost like one of those gotchas where they're trying to do, you know, what are they called, planned obsolescence or something like that. But we got this one back going again, ready to go for the customer, ready to send it back out so that he can actually cut his yard with a riding mower with 1,000 feet of fence line, as opposed to having to push everything. So that's good for everybody, right? Thanks again for watching this small engine repair. Hopefully you found it helpful. I apologize, I fumbled around a little bit. I was just trying a different way of getting the carburetor off than I did the first time with the Troy built, and it didn't seem to work as well. But either way, we got the job done, and I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.